Thank God for counseling keys. For those of you who have been a victim of drug and sex paraphernalia crimes committed using those type of items, I want you to know personally that you do not have to remain silent. You could talk about it, and you can open up about it and with somebody you trust. I promise you, a lot of the things that you are introduced to are most likely going to do some kind of harm to you. And it's for you to talk to a neighbor, a trusted friend. There's a lot of things going on online and offline so that you know, because it could go either way. I want to tell you my personal story how my sister, she had the uh, cannabis candy and how dizzy I got. And I also did not know that my sister was going to sell my things and she was going to just continue this abuse cycle. And she's obviously addicted because she does pills, and there's a bunch of things that are going on with stealing my bank card to stealing my belongings. And an addict is an addict, and addicts don't change unless they get recovery. And there's a lot of people in my family that probably don't realize it, but they're enabling some of it. As long as they're doing drugs and smoking crack or cocaine or doing whatever they're doing, this is coming from a family member about her interactions. And I'm going to tell you, intervention is the key. I mean, if she's hanging out with people that are selling drugs and my mom doesn't ask the questions, or my dad, like my dad said, hey, it's going to get to the point you're not going to want to deal with it. Everything from prostitution to music to the kind of things that are going on. Um, some things, I realize a lot of people are going to probably say, well, you're being a little harsh. No, actually, having your whole household full of furniture stolen and selling medication is the reason we're having this conversation. I mean, there's a lot of women that are doing this. They're selling their benzos and they're nodding out in front of other people's children. And this is the kind of behavior that we're talking about. So I wanted to have this discussion because I know there's a lot of people that don't do drugs or are not familiar or might be not familiar with the level of drugs that they're using. Um, we're talking about some people who smoke weed and only smoke weed. This conversation's been coming up lately about the legalization of marijuana. The thing is that we're talking about benzos, we're talking about pills, we're talking about all the other drugs, the car accidents, the reckless behavior, the reckless decisions, the nasty behavior. And I'm going to say this, if you can get to a meeting and talk to somebody, you're better off still staying clean. You're still better off. You're still better off saying no. Why have this conversation when you can just say no? You just say no to drugs and a lot of things can change. See, I think a lot of us were naive at first. And then you think, whoa, there's a lot of consequences here. So the consequence of using drugs, no matter how experienced somebody is, we were dealing with a drug dealer who was going up to our apartments and asking us for sex, right up to our door, literally. So that's why Neighborhood Crime Watch works. That's why talking to the police, it works. So that's my discussion here. I encourage Al-Anon, Narcanon, by the way, and going to meetings. When you see people that are getting recovery and they have a meaningful recovery, you will hear their stories.